Okay, well, hello once again, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Market Garden. Continuing forwards from where we had last left off, things are getting heated with the battle all around. The Welms and the Wehrmacht Canal are holding for now. The situation is growing a bit dire at Arnhem, but that might change, and at Nijmegen the assault coming from Germany has begun. So once again, it is a question of how far do we, is this a bridge too far? Can the 30th Corps link up in time? And, well, the only answer to that is we shall see. It is still the morning of the second day of combat. We'll see whether or not we can make it to the end of the second day in this unit, or in this turn. So let's see. Some of our units are recovering losses, lots of people recovering fatigue, some positions are being improved, and divisional engineer support has been granted. And we've lost sight of the troop near shaft. So you know what? Call in the reconnaissance, see whether or not they can see anything, and looks like they can't. So that is kind of bad news. We'll get the tanks, get them to move, get them to scout out all along this route. I see no infantry, so you know what? We'll get them to set up over here in the woods, and we'll get them to cautiously poke their heads out of the woods later on. For now, this is a side route that we can exploit, and with that said, we can get a good portion of the guards corps here to drive forwards without using the main road. So all well and good. Their front lines seem to be recovering, so we'll go back and we will hit them with more forces in the air. Let's see how this works. Perfect. And we can only still use one per turn. That's not good. We'll pull back over here. And over here, let's see. We're tying up a lot of troops along this flank, which I'm really liking right now. So over here, what I think I do is I get this unit to fire at KG Waters HQ, try to disrupt them. And if nothing happens, we say, I think what we do here is that we grab the 5th Battalion of Coldstream Guards. All of these forces are disrupted, so I think we do nothing with them for now. Double assault. Commit to it. Push them out of the tile, yes. Get these forces to attack them. Moves them out of the tile. Grab some of the reconnaissance tanks. Not all of that is broken. Move them to the tile over here. Get them to fire. Get them to fire again. And the reason being over here is that I don't necessarily want to commit the reconnaissance troops to a fight. I more or less want them to push out the broken units. Broken units, they don't actually they don't actually deal anything in terms of control range, or zone of control. The nice thing though is that I want them gone for the sake of keeping that line out. Okay, and we found the SS troops, so that's not too bad. Yeah, they're doing a lot of damage on my heavy weapons troop. The main thing is how I can move these forces. So I think we just go forwards, really. Yeah, like I said, if you move your troops in conjunction with each other, it drastically limits how far they can move, as we see here. Push my reconnaissance onto the side. And we get the bridge laying team to drive up for now. The main thing is that the minute we capture just 2 more tiles, the engineering troop can take the detour and to get to Eindhoven real fast. So we'll see how that goes. So currently, you know what? I'm going to lay down another swarm of, let's go with mosquitoes this time. Those things are really, really deadly. And we'll put more pressure onto the SS, really try to whittle them down, because I need this column moving ASAP. So we'll do that, and like I said last time, the AA gun, or not the AA guns, the artillery pieces we have here, grab them, shimmy them up forwards into, wherever really, and we will really try to push these things. Come on, there we go. Those tanks really didn't like to move. Right, and the rest we just press forwards like this. This set is also not moving, so you know what? That is all we can do there. In the meantime, let's see what we can do here. So this line will have to hold, and in the meantime, over here, try to keep our flank safe from the enemy for now. On this spot, get our forces to deploy. Try to shimmy into Eindhoven along the sides. Over here, get this force to deploy. Push against the walls of what I presume to be the line of troops from here, but okay, we don't see anything, so I guess we move further down. The rest will hold. Over here, Grave is secured for now, so what we do at Grave is we start spreading out and we start to try to control more of the road network over here. So at Grave, I'm not sure if the attack will come from us or the other direction, so let's be sure, or let's try to lock down this area. I will get portions of the 104th to take cover, or to kind of take control of Ram, DRAM, RIL, and Gassel for now. Over here, we combine these units. We get them to plop down and to secure the rest of this. We will probably retreat the 104th the minute we have confirmation that the rest of this area is kind of well and good. Over here we form a skirmish line. We also should capture the bridge at Nifrik to help out, as the situation over here isn't all too great. The bridge, all of the bridges near Vas Canal has been blown, unfortunately. Not too much we can help out with there. And over here, I think we just retreat the HQ divisions up on top of the line. The engineers don't necessarily have to hold down this sector, so we move them right back into the line, into the infantry, and we get them to hold there. Over here, I don't see too many forces, so you know what? We'll pull back this entire division along the road to Weiler soon enough. Had to move these individually, of course. But we'll pull them back across, or maybe not. My reason being is that I think a lot of them will come down the road from Reichswald and from Germany to meet us alongst the road here at Kranenburg. Okay, so the rest of our forces, again at Nijmegen proper here, we try to make the assault across the defending tiles. That is going to cost us a lot of troops. Hopefully, however, they do not get disrupted, because that would be the worst. Try this again, do some more damage. And we might try to rotate out these forces next turn. So we'll try to put a bigger unit in the line of things. So there we go, mop that up. And here, let's see. So we don't fully control the landing zones, not too big of a deal. I think we pulled this unit, no, we can't pull that back. Okay. So in that case, we move the artillery into an area that's slightly safer. Move the engineering corps there, and move this to block them from entering our supply lines for now. The fighting at Arnhem, it will be quite intense. They seem to have stuck themselves into the line so that they are technically in control, or they're solidifying their control in Arnhem. So I think the correct move here is to just rotate out forces, wait until we get some more supplies on our forces here in Arnhem, and let the game just kind of run its course here. In the meantime, I could try to bash into their infantry, but our people are still low on ammo, so That's not that great. In fact, I will give them some terrain here. I will pull back. Or no, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We'll keep our options open here. We won't pull back. The town provides 10% more defensive power than anything else, but you know what? We'll do that. So getting down to that midday point, on day 2, we should be able to get to secure the way to the Wehrmacht Canal. At that point, get the engineering bridges up, and then we can get the rest of the 30th Corps moving, push our troops through there, and afterwards, I mean, at this point, the way to Nijmegen is clear. Then we just have to worry about pushing our forces into Arnhem, because yeah, the scenario from Nijmegen is still very, very variable. Yep. So far we're keeping a lot of the forces here at bay, but again, gotta grab those bridges. There's also a ferry, if you haven't noticed on the map. That is also one of the things that we can kind of bunker down around. One of the things is that the British didn't actually consider that there was a ferry there, but the ferry can also transport tanks, so it's not equivalent, but it is a substitute for the bridgehead. But we'll see. Okay. Turn 9 out of 92. It is now 10 a.m. The battle continues. Eindhoven seems pretty clear so far from enemy forces. There's a lot of congestion, by the way, in Eindhoven, the celebration for Allied troops, and that's kind of what those, signs mean. When congestion happens, your troops can move into the tile, but not out of them very easy, or it takes all of your movement points to move into those tiles, so not that great. In the meantime, let's put some pressure over here. I'll let the game auto-resolve combat right there. And along the road network over here, yeah, we can kind of stall the German force there. In Nijmegen, let's see. Put down some more fire onto the undisrupted German troop. But here is where I think we try to rotate out this bunch, rotate out the new bunch, get them to put down a much larger amount of fire. So 5 men here, 5 men there, not bad. And we just, oh, they're in single numbers, so hopefully we'll be, yeah, good. We'll be able to eliminate them and then commit to an assault, which may secure the way to Lent. Come on, there we go, perfect, perfect. There we go. We can lock down this side of the map now. We can get reinforcements to go through. So that ties things up nicely. So now the question is, we transition to the defensive over here, and we try to figure out, how many troops do we need to hold down Kranenburg over here for the time being? And the answer is quite a few. So I'm already taking off a one line from the defense of this section of Nuremberg. And with that said, if I switch over another one, I mean, that opens us to a few flanking, the worry about flanking maneuvers across here, but we need more stuff for defense. And speaking about that, I can shift the guns back here now. So assuming all well and good, if we don't need to hold anything near the Maasval Canal, we can transport a decent amount of troops back along the road network to support the defense of Groesbeek Heights. But that's all variable. Over here I think we press for Beers and Reek on second thought. Hold those villages and see how that goes. Over here, things look pretty good, and we've already finished moving there. So going back to here, let's see. What can we do? So the artillery will move forwards. We can't depend on them for fire support for a few turns. We'll go to the Air Force. Spotting runs all around. Check out what do we see along the way to Valkenswaard. See, we're taking some fire over here. That indicates to me that at Elst there's probably some more defenders. Alongst the route to there, however, let's see. So over here, reconnaissance, we put more fire pressure onto the fleeing German troops, move into Valkenswaard, take a look at what they have. With that said, we get the rest of the recon troops to push, see how far they can get. And from the looks of it, this might just be the clearing that we need. And over here, what I think we do is that we detach the Welsh Guards tanks. We get them to drive into the forest here, push those guys back, so then our infantry here can make the drive forwards to try to take Valkenswaard next turn. Let's see. So this is a bit of a ragtag group of troops here, but I think what we do here is that, yeah, we just drive everything up to the front, get them to put some pressure onto the enemy forces. Movement through Valkenswaard is cleared, so this is going to be a risky play, but I plan on just squeezing engineers through here, pulling them back a few tiles if needed. But I mean, hey, the engineers can fight for themselves, they just can't do it very well. They have enough manpower, however, to lock down a particular place for long enough so that more reinforcements can arrive and help them out. So, real heavy push here. Yeah, they're trying to build up another line. I mean, these are just artillery pieces. They shouldn't be putting up that much of a fight either. We'll drop we'll drop our air force on them, see whether or not we can cause some casualties. I see a HQ. If we're able to put down some decent fire onto the HQ, that would be nice. But our aircraft can't reach it. Rather unfortunate. Let's get some Spitfire strafing the HQ here as well. $21 men there. Over here, same thing. Drop some Typhoons on the remaining SS. Eight men down there. Not bad, not great. Rest of the columns are still fixed, so we can't move them just yet, but soon enough we will. Over here, this is holding back a group of SS for now. Yeah, so on the sidelines, throughout this area, we get the infantry to clear through the forest, tanks to go on the roads, clear all the way up through this area. And I think we get one group of tanks to sneak behind the line over here, exert a zone of control. Hopefully we will be able to close the noose over here and isolate the entirety of the force, but it doesn't look like we have the movement points for it. Yeah, so leave the HQ where it is for now. Get these guys to push now through to the rear of, well, the forces defending Valkenswaard. That will make it so that we have to assault Valkenswaard, which costs us a small amount of time. But you know what? Either way, I think we'll have to just kind of fight through the SS there. And in the meantime, the artillery pieces can move forwards. I could get the self-propelled artillery to set up. And likewise, all alongs the line here, we get our forces to just kind of move, shimmy forwards, but I don't want them to occupy the road network, or at least try to minimize how much they occupy this road network. And we just kind of, yeah, move everything down alongst the line here. Still try to, we can keep the independent reconnaissance back for now, and next time when we return to the field, we can get them to get pushed out and to take a look at something further alongst the line of troops. There we go. So they are reinforcing at Nijmegen. They're making some they're starting to come into contact with our forces alongst the main line at the canals. think they took out our AA guns at Arnhem or not AA guns, IT guns at Arnhem, but that was bound to happen. And we were able to eliminate another force there, so that's pretty good. Now again, if we can secure Valkenswaard, we should be able to really kind of front troops forwards from there. Now, whether or not we'll be able to link up with the 101st next turn might be a bit wonky, but I think 3 turns, 6 hours, that would be it. And from the looks of things, there's nothing else stopping us from reaching Nijmegen, so that is pretty good. So some units have been released to us. I'm guessing that some of the units of 30th Corps managed to improve a few positions, and 2 turns afterwards we should see the second flight of paratroopers. So that'll give us some more troops to just kind of solidify these lines. In the meantime, I don't know about the strengths of what the Germans are sending us over here, but that might be problematic. So let's see. More of their troops are starting to reach the lines. Let's get our forces to put down some fire near Lent, deal some damage there, maybe even make an assault. "29 men, lots of casualties over here." Try this again, 29 again. Trade blows with them for a bit. We already have one of the bridges, so I don't necessarily need the other one. Right now, if I can do a ton of losses to them, I would rather take that. So things are, again, they're still variable. I can get some troops to try to reinforce them, keep the rest in reserve. Forces over here, you know what, it doesn't hurt to check the bridge there, but it looks like that will blow. So in that case, if we're going to make a ad hoc bridge, it'd be somewhere along here, so that's all right. Hold mill, hold there, hold here at Reek, and I think that will control at least that portion of the map for now. And over here we try to put some fire on the Germans who have slipped through our lines. Okay, so that part's not that bad. Over here, I think we try to put down as much fire as possible into this German HQ. Try to break it. And through here, I'm going to see whether or not we can get some troops onto the other side of the bridge. So now I think we try to push over here as well. Get our forces to clamp down on these AA guns and these cavalry, or it says cavalry units, I guess they're bicycle units for now. And alongst the rest of the positions here, what can we do? So I see the enemies moving in artillery pieces. That is where that might be a problem. I think here's what we do. We get the reconnaissance, we push them to Stencil over here, to Veldhoven, to over here. That route in itself is cleared, so you know what? We pull this unit back, we take, we settle down at Westerwolven. Rest of the reconnaissance pushes further, takes a look at what we can find over there. Rest of the units again, push. Yeah, all of these forces are isolated. Very, very good. Push. There's only a few units, few guns blocking the way to Eindhoven proper. So in that case, we might have time for a bit of a side venture here, a very minor one involving 2 AA guns, or, 2 sets of artillery pieces. I think that really depends on whether or not we can, say, make a victory here. using the road network, where can we reach? Not across Eindhoven, not right now. In that case, I think we just push all of the engineers to the Dommel River. HQs start to move up. And then do we... yeah, you can't assault with disrupted units, but I think then we just try to liquidate some pockets. 140 men right there. What we want to do here is drop our units, bait out the enemy fire, because like I said, once they fire their rounds, they get... if they're isolated, they become low on ammo, making assaults easier. There, so now we press. Over here, I think we just continue to press on the SS mainly. Crush them. Likewise at Valkenswaard, we do the same thing, press with vehicles. Try to shoot at the guns, take them out immediately. Nope, they had more people there than I had suspected. Try the other unit, maybe? Okay, so now both of them are disrupted. And that should send them on their way. So now, let's see. Right, we can make a drive like that. Check out the rear of their forces over here. So they have very minor forces, where a few of those poor infantry. So they're trying to pull back to the town to defend. That makes a lot of sense. This unit right here, I think we're honestly going to have to move it back to Valkenswaard for the bonus to disruption clearance. So we'll do that. And over here, you know what, we can... well, we had to deal with the bicycle division as well at one point, so we'll leave that as is. Artillery pieces, we can push through here to the Dommel River. And with that said, I mean, their units are isolated, they are disrupted. It's a set of AT guns and command HQs, so there's no way they can actually do anything to the artillery guns. Over here, I think we grab the individual Humbler brigades. Move them there, that's fine too. I was going to push them alongst the road through here to the flanks, but okay, that works too. We'll move these forwards, move these guns forward, and we get the rest of, well, the division to really just kind of push through here. So while that's happening, you know what? We'll try to clamp down on these forces. And over here, we can move some more of our forces up. Take a look at what forces are still fixed, which would be the vast majority of them, unfortunately. And I think that is... yeah, that would seem as though that would be this turn, apart from Arnhem. Right, so at Arnhem, they are settling down for the good fight, and with that said, we just have to rotate forces in and out of combat. Not much we can do there. So with that said, we kind of ignore everything except for the Arnhem tile, because if we try to fight there, the retaliatory fire just makes it unviable, or not viable to really do anything. Put down a lot of pressure onto whatever side units they have around here. And right, so then we just kind of continue to hold the HQ. And hey, would you look at that? They have a... so yeah, as the war continued, the Germans actually brought in a lot of the reserve vehicles, and with that said, we're seeing some funky older tanks making an appearance. These might be they honestly might be French vehicles being brought in, so that's kind of interesting. Anyhow, we can surround and isolate one unit here, so we'll do that, and I think we'll call this part an end here. So with that said, we'll see you guys next time for another episode of Panzer Campaigns.